Hello everybody, thanks for joining me today on the Moneybag 73 channel. I want to talk today about interest rates. You know, I did a video a couple days ago about the broker to the Queen of England saying that not owning gold is a form of insanity. Well, part of understanding why that is has to do with understanding interest rates. Now, I want to look at from 1950 till now. The 10-year treasury, the interest rate on the 10-year treasury, that's what I'm going to use as my example. It forms a pyramid. On the left side of the base at 1950 is around 2%. And over the next 30 years rose all the way to 16%. And then over the last 30 years, again, it dropped from 16 back to down near 2. So we were just at 1.94. We're back to 2.28 now. They're starting to go back up because Ben Bernanke's saying that the economy is recovering. So I wanted to talk about how they've inflated the money supply, and Ben Bernanke says that he can stop the inflation on a dime. There's no problem at all. He'll know when he needs. He can raise interest rates. Like back in the 70s, when inflation, 71, we went totally off gold and we're strictly on paper money. And during the 70s, the Vietnam War had a lot to do with that. There was a lot of money printing. And, inflation was really taking off. And so the only way to stop that deflation, Volcker and Reagan, under them, interest rates went up to around 16%. Well, that's not happening this time. And I'm going to explain to you why. We can't take interest rates up that high. We could barely take them up a couple points where we're at now. There's no fighting inflation by strengthening the dollar. And the primary reason for this is because the debt has gotten so huge. Back in 2001, it was 5.8 trillion, thereabouts. And the interest rate on all that debt averaged around 6.6%. And the bill for the interest that was paid was 359 billion. Well, as that 30-year time frame was occurring, interest rates continued to fall. And by 2005, they were paying an average of 4.7% on $8 trillion this time. So it was around 352 billion, close to what it was 4 years earlier. Last year, 14.5 trillion national debt. The average interest was 2.9%. And the interest payment was $460 trillion. So where we're at now at 15.5 trillion, about every 1% rise in the interest rate, you're adding another 150 billion in interest. So if we were just to go back to the interest we paid 10 years ago, we'd have almost $1 trillion in interest payments. So that is totally unsustainable. There's no, the money printing would see the likes of, I don't want to say Weimar Germany, but they'd just be hitting that zero key on the keyboard just repeatedly trying to keep up with just managing the interest payments. So interest rates are here to stay at a very low level. They can't go up, or it would just collapse. It would bankrupt the country. So that's why I'm of the camp of Peter Schiff and John Williams, as opposed to people like Robert Prechter or Harry Dent Jr., who are of a deflation camp, or even Mike Maloney, who says we're going to see huge deflation before the inflation. Now, I'm still kind of on the fence here. I tend to lean more towards we're not going to see huge deflation. Anyway, I just wanted to lay out the fact that interest rates are not going to be able to rise in order to fight inflation, like which was done in the late 70s to combat the inflation. So with higher inflation, the paper money is going to buy less and less, and real money is going to rise along with all other real things. And I think most of you already know that, and that's why you probably watch my videos, and that's probably why you have more gold and silver than I do. See y'all later.